Hello, sorry for leaving you waiting. Ah, shit, sorry. Today we're continuing on with Disco, and hopefully we'll, you know, actually do whatever the hell we need to do with the dead body and actually, keep Dan. But before we do that, we're gonna do this weird paranormal mission, bookstore mission thing. So that'll be fun. But before we do that, let's read and see more of this stuff. Get more weird world building.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
Well, that sounds...
You just can't win. Out of the rain and into the gutter.
You didn't know?
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich. Better than standing outside in the cold, I guess. Oh, I found something while you were away.
What is it?
I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does.
Gives you a hat, almost exactly like the one Dick Mullen wears in the covers. Where'd you get it?
Just what Dick Mullen would ask. I got it from behind the curtains. I'm not really supposed to go there.
Okay, I get it. I can look just like Dick Mullen. So, I'm an actual police officer.
Yes, I bet it looks good on you. Really serious. Right, I have to get back to my homework now. Before Mum notices. Man, this is hard.
She looks back at her infernal scribbling under her nose. When I get higher suggestion, I'll actually try out and help with whatever this is. Alright, okay, bye. See you around in it. Alright, before I do that... Wow. Is there anything wide-rimmed hat doesn't... if anything, this wide-rimmed hat looks even better than the hat Dick Mullen wears. Dick Mullen is stupid, not even real. You're real. Your brain's real. Your real brain is inside your hat. Okay, inside your head. Old sports magazines tucked away in the corner. Book collects national recipes from Andrum. Are all about trout. Lake trout.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over. A couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft and daring do.
Okay,
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Sure thing.
You see Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The stalwart adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the murder in the orchard. The sordid affair of Dick Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case of Dick Mullen. An obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the clock tower. The ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen's funeral pyre. The murder of Dick Mullen.
Dick Mullen dies?
Oh no. Turns out he faked it to solve a case.
Not anymore.
Yes. There's also The Dame Who Did It. Farewell, my Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. The morbid tales of Dick Mullen. A dark tide turns. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen?
Oh, please. 72. Come on, we got this. I failed my last 72. We can win this one.
Your quick eye
Yeah,
notices
exactly.
a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. The title reads, Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity.
What do we have here?
A
Mistaken
worn
identity?
paperback from Dick Mullen's classic hard-boiled phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend and has just a few days to prove his innocence.
How's this week?
Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals?
It's probably a random, complicated guy full of contradictions.
Then this is the book for you.
$7.99. So, okay, what's all this crime fiction?
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Thanks. I'm gonna wear this out for a little bit just for the girl. Because, you know, it was a nice gift. A quaint picture, book brochure, very colorful. It's a tome of fascist magic, rather candid. Fascist magic?
The
You know what that
on the
is.
shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
Looks like a display of books.
Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's all just vapid egoism. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz, by one Cecilia Averbrook. High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other.
Jesus.
Next to that, Reversion radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a run-down drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse though, but not too long. I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
Anything a note on the shelf?
I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
Who or what is an innocence?
A very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
So you recommend it?
Certainly. It's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside.
I might later when I have a little more cash.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Reversion, and a map of Martinez.
Map of insulin.
This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme. Ozon, Laurentide, Fas a la Mer, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands. all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white, disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou, in a bookstore. It's you.
Can you see cities in the islands?
You can, on Caillou, Reversion, a single black star, on Ozone, Fondelier, and Vimandu, on archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers, on Seminine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas.
I wonder if I get to go to these locations.
850 million people live on these little dots, an oceanic world of culture and commerce torn apart by history. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seol is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called. Connections to other worlds. Words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods. But looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away. Perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and outer dust.
Look at the map of Reversion.
The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Reversion East.
By the way, after this, I'm actually, after I read all the books, I'm actually going to go to my room, try and sleep so I can get through the day, try for the body again, come back here after I'm done with that, and then do the thing.
Hudon, it's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forberg. It's almost as bad, and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst.
And Martinez?
It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock. The strip of coast next to the Greater Reversion Industrial Harbor. It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest.
Look at the map of Martinez.
It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbor, even the whirling in rags there.
Starkeep, can I buy these maps?
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
Why is the one of Martinez so cheap?
That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be. From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
The place does not look like a successful tourist trap, does it?
What happened then?
They didn't get that far. The project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
Why not?
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
Might actually be fairly useful.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
Cheers to pass it
Your
again.
finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Sipar. over Saint-Brun and Martinez North, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
Nice. Oh, this is the map. Wow. Interesting. So I think I'm only on this one island, but it... with how small of an area I've been, it feels a lot bigger. Seeing there's church and fisherman's shacks. Oh, oof. Another boring book just discarded here. Alright.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature. Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. These three things are very important to the working class mind. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services.
How does that work?
It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to, and which costs more than this book, is garbage, and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place.
Does the book say anything else?
The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre- and post-factum apply. Nothing worth buying.
Suki, what do these books say?
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That
Yes,
wisdom
yes.
is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no!
Okay. Everyone knows the most interesting things about fascists was their magic. 100%. I'll be back here in a little bit. But first, I'm going to go to bed. Because if I'm correct, it says I can sleep after whatever. It's 20 o'clock. So... it's like 8 p.m. That seems sleep a time. Maybe it's 21 that I'm allowed to, which would be 9. Who knows? We'll see. Most people settle for the bed after 21 or not long after. At the night, the streets are emptier. Oh. So it is 21. Oh, by the time I get there, it'll be pretty close. Actually, I can try and do that rock thing whilst I have the time. Don't worry, guys. I didn't forget about you. Gotta go down here. Better mouth your watch around me, boy. Dick. Spot our bullet holes lines the wall. Nice. Ooh.
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname.
Okay, look, bullet holes.
Where?
I'm trying to point to the chip in the wall. I'm gonna shout, we're cops, we should solve it.
There? Those are old.
Oh, you mean like from the Revolution?
Yes, the one that happened half a century ago. Those bullets were fired during the Revolution and do not warrant an investigation by officers of civil law.
Okay, what can you tell me about this Revolution?
Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Shall we go?
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
Roy's Pawn Shop. Fast cash for faster times. Water lockout in order until Wednesday, 7:15.
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
Pull lever.
You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then, nothing happens.
Release the lever.
A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the water lock to get across the canal. Some other way. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
The button covered that controls the drawbridge. Plastic wrap, macaroni stamped in the humanitarian. This is humanitarian aid. Tuna fish, not for resale.
There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in a small box. A variety of shapes and colors.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
I'm gonna take some pair of sunglasses and stick them under your nose.
Stylish shades, huh? They'd be even more stylish if you paid for them with net worth. Go over and ask him.
Probably through the box.
These are all boring. Boring third-rate ho-hum sunglasses made of cheap Syrahese plastic. The kind of plastic that melts in the sun. Those UV stickers are almost certainly just there for the show. If anything, these lenses probably direct more UV light into your pupils. A UV magnifier.
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, superb material, very cool. UV resistant. These will definitely keep your eyes safe and cool while doing your dangerous police work.
Alright, let's try again. 58. Come on, we can do this. The 58.
No, motherfucker! All you find is this lime-colored cellophane visor, produced by a bargain sportswear brand called Amphibian, apparently. There's a malformed green frog on his bent cap.
Oh, that visor is perfect for you, officer. It'll definitely keep the sun out of your eyes while you're shooting criminals.
You
Bang, bang! And all for a mere 6 real.
Hey, at least it might actually offer some protection against the sun. Not like those cheap plastic shades.
Turns to Lieutenant Kim. Are firefights something we should prepare for?
I hope not.
He says, looking up from his browsing.
You don't like it? Sure, Square Joe. No problem. Let's get you some real shades.
Yeah, for now. Ah, it's fine. Not what I meant. Whew. Close the water gate on Wednesday. Yeah, that's gonna be.
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin. The name Sile is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here.
He gives you a thumbs up. What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool. The customers are cool. The place is cool. And one more thing, officer. You're very cool.
Makes
Bang,
both.
bang, bang, bang.
Nice.
You feel a twitch in your index fingers. There's a finger shootout at the ring.
Whip him out.
Don't shoot, officer. Have we got an arrest here or just a shakedown?
A shakedown.
Good one, officer. Ha! You're a funny guy. Now, what can I do for you?
Nods towards his shabby wares. Give me your money. I need money. Just kidding. I'm really here to shake you down with some answers to official police questions.
Then fire away, officer.
Thought gained. Finger pistols 99. Or 9mm. What kind of stuff are you selling here?
Only the coolest goods in Reversion. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely comfy pants too. Try them on right there. No shame, only freedom.
Where'd you get? Where'd you get those comfy pants?
I'm an entrepreneur, officer. I've got sources, buyers, suppliers, distributors, manufacturers, wholesalers, all extremely cool and above board.
Do you have a discount for cool officers like me?
No need for discounts at ceilings, officer. Everything's already on sale. Anything you want, 50% off.
But did he first mark them up 100%, just so that he could put them on sale?
Nice, friend.
Yes,
I like him.
it's a business secret. Let him keep it.
That's all. Let me ask something else.
Anything for you.
The food packages you're selling have humanitarian aid written on them. How come?
You mean these delicious pre-packaged shelf-stable meal kits? Really easy to cook, no hassle, really cheap too. Buy some, try them out.
No hassle. There's a little of a hassle here, it appears. A moral hassle.
Doesn't that beat the idea of humanitarian aid? It's supposed to be free. That's what makes it humanitarian.
It is practically free. Yours for 5 cents a piece. Rock that tuna. Why not some macaroni too?
I think one said not for resale on the packaging.
No problem here, officer. I get all this from one of my suppliers, an extremely reputable guy.
Wait. Humanex. Humanitarian aid.
Does the supplier drive that Humanex lottery? Now, lorry over there? Point.
What?
So, looks over his left shoulder and stares at the lorry, so he's never seen a lorry in
A
his entire life.
convincing performance. Bravo.
Look, officer, I'm just a retailer. You'd have to talk to my supplier if you got questions about the supply chain. That's how the game works.
Interesting.
Lieutenant limps out a blue notebook and makes a note. Persuade him to give you some money. I'm not gonna do that. Where are you from, Sling?
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All Reversion.
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Samaran Isola.
You're from the Apricot Sun, right?
Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Seaguy archipelago was colonized by Reversion. It's a bit of a slur, in other words.
I didn't mean to say it like that. I meant to say that you're from, pronounce it very painstakingly. Seaguy.
Very cool. I admire your awareness of our intertwined histories. It's super nice of you to apologize for colonialism, but the Apricot Suzerainty is a shithole. That's why I left.
but it's not only a shithole because of Reversion?
If you say so, officer. I don't worry too much about politics. I'm an entrepreneur, you know. Whatever's good for business is good for me.
I'll look around, thanks. Alright, time to go to bed. Oh, this place is busy now. How about Bunny, you know? Hold on, it's knocked out. Beautiful dark light swing out.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
2 hours?
An hour would have been bad. 2 hours is mystical. You have truly wiped out all trace of yourself if you haven't thought about rum and lemonade yet.
Actually, I should be thinking about this. Looks like drinking hasn't turned out too well for me.
Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that? Get a goddamn rum and lemonade into yourself, boy. Or better yet, lick that stain off the counter.
Don't lick it.
What happened, man? You used to be cool. Go get your boring normal person drink then. Get your drink on and your act together.
Still have no idea how to unlock more of these. We'll figure it out. After I do the supernatural mission, I'll probably take off the hat, and then later on, when I go and meet Annette again, when I have enough, whatever, to try and help her with whatever else, I'll put it back on just to be nice. Need something behind, yeah. Sneak out while he's gone to sleep. Considering how long it takes for a day to pass, it's not very optimal, but hey, alright. It's good to know that it's possible. Oh. Shit. I need to pay. Orangia, Classia, Reversion. Hey! My room wouldn't happen to be... Oh wait, no, I have to pay like a hard tab. It's about the money I owe.
Yes, have you got it?
How much
A
do I owe you
lot.
again?
A lot. For the room, drinks, and broken window,
Oh.
130 real.
Actually, let's talk about
Like
something else.
what? I was...
Goodbye. Whale. I'm sure if I asked everybody, hey, let me spawn me some money, a couple people would, but that seems weird. Please work at stop. Take breaks. Talk to strangers. Explore. Huh.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
How do I turn on that, Alex?
Alright. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
Press into start.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The raspberry gauge jumps, and the engine of the caprice generator comes to life with a whiny growl.
That was loud.
Like a leopard waking from its sleep, yawning and roaring at the same time.
Press the unlabeled
The
headlights.
lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
Close the door.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is. Reversion West.
There's no pride in Lieutenant's voice.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations.
Look at the shimmering street grid.
The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Reversion are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights.
Where are we? Look at this.
Let me see.
Takes the Ledger for a moment and inspects it.
Right here.
He says his fingers near the top of the map on this segment of coast jutting out from the Great Ocean. Seems nice.
No, it does not.
The lieutenant says without optimism. Look at the...
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Tally up the different rows.
The first row has 18 dots.
Not bad.
Not bad for what? You don't even know what it means yet. The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
Count them individually.
You count 216 perforations. Considering that nice, large number, a wave of pride washes over you. Though you can't say why, precisely.
What was the last one?
The last row has 3 perforations.
Is it?
That's it.
Okay, what do all these holes mean? Count the dots and warm up.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
Alpha male officers who are proud of their numbers often do. It's meant.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Wait, 18 years I've done this?
That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth?
I walked the land telling horrors and liars of the end to come. There are 9,855 days remaining. Probably some boring office jobs. I feel like I just went around apologizing. Don't really think I... Do you really think I have any idea?
Fair point. Let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see... Wow, more than 200.
116 to be exact.
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
So say I used to be a super cop.
Call it what you want. You were a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's look at the last row. Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
That's not too many.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way. There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
It's obvious the lieutenant doesn't think very highly of these officers.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
Have you ever killed anyone, Kim?
Yes.
He says, declining to elaborate. How do you handle the strain?
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others.
He gives you a meaningful look.
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Like what?
Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now.
Maybe I should find a hobby.
Why not gardening? You've already got the yellow gloves.
What are you pouring out for the boys? Fallen?
If you want to pour out the booze you've been carrying around on duty, I'm certainly not going to stop you.
Pouring out in the ground ceremony.
A dark pool of cheap wine appears at your feet. It shimmers in the light of the Kanema.
I'm sorry for killing you. Gloaming comes for all, but it came first for you. I'll make it okay with the powers of rock and roll. Here to you, honored dead. Not really sure what I'm supposed to say to all this. Stop, have a good stream. Thanks! Lieutenant Kelbrick. Oh, sorry, Kopnik. Honored dead, why not?
Very noble of you. Are we done here?
Yeah, thanks.
The lieutenant nods.
Okay, let's go.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You press the remote control key. That's the done. Yep. Alright. Well. I guess we're not sleeping tonight, boys, and I just gotta make some money. Alright. To the bookstore again. Oh no.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench.
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind?
You seem like a man who knows about drugs. Very blunt.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back.
Pulls his hands
Had
behind
some
his
good
head.
times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Do you find out those other addictions with drugs? And to get high, I'm looking for a deal. Let me be straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs out of Terminal B.
We have a pretty... Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Any trouble? Shit's bad enough anyway. Afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Yeah, why are you still hanging around?
Gotta guard the stuff. Bosses don't look kindly on missing cargo. And it gives me time to work on my rhymes.
I like this
A
guy.
rhymesmith. This is quite credible. It goes with its cadence and way of speaking.
Why do you think could be? Who do you think could be conducting the drug trade then?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Reversion. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
We wouldn't say he's lying, sire.
Okay. He's a poet. Hit him with your best verse. 72. Oh, we got this. Easy. I definitely haven't failed a 72 twice.
Wait.
Woo!
There's something here, stored away in some dusty corner. It starts like...
A mirror's temperature is always 0. It's ice in the veins. Camera is an X-ray.
Whoa!
Cleans his
What
eyes.
else?
It is a chalice held out to you in silent communion.
Silent communion. That's good.
He's transfixed by the words. Or gasping, you partake of a shifting identity never your own.
Dang. That's some great shit. You came up with that yourself.
I think that may be an actual poet. I've learned it by heart. Just a vessel for the muse.
Right. But really, no bullshit. That's great stuff. I sort of want to know if it's yours.
I think it may be an actual poem, and I've learned it by heart.
No matter. It's a fine stanza. You're not so bad after all. For a cop.
For a cop?
They're more often in the fists than rhymes, see. Let alone honesty in verse.
An organization gets all kinds of folk. Sure, we try our best. Doing what little I can do to do right by people.
Well, you've given me some hope, I guess.
He gives you a thumbs up.
You found some common ground with this man. Even impressed him. The next time you look in the mirror, though, remember those words.
That's all for now. Talk. Alright, so there's 3 lorry drivers. I know of 2. Here's the second. Hey, big boy.
Looking for something?
Lorryman, right? Why don't you stand some drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
You smell of booze and cigarettes. What's the difference about narcotics?
You know where that shit comes from? Saramir, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
So I take it you're not smuggling drugs out of Martinez.
Not in, not out. I'll never betray the purity of my tribe.
So you're telling us that you don't know anything about drug smuggling through Terminal B?
I don't know shit. If I did, I wouldn't tell you.
And what are you still hanging around here for? Most others, commoners I've left.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kids sneaking on at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
I did see one lorry with the trailer doors open on the way here. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some Kip boys smashed his luck and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
If they were getting drunk inside the Whirling in Rags, how could they know who broke into the lorry?
That's a fair point. You're all in the Whirling Rags. I didn't know it was a Kip who broke into the lorry.
What? Aren't we allowed to say that he's a Kips who do all the stealing around here? That's not road to science, man.
It's not you, then who's running drugs through Terminal B?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealand. That beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
The one reselling humanitarian aid packages, right?
That's the one. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood.
Lorryman takes a slow, satisfied drag and blows a smoke ring.
Is your man alright? 100%. He's a lorryman selling his employer stuff. Broke the seals on his human auxiliary. No doubt he's selling drugs too.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Yes, we need to pay Sealing a visit.
Guess so.
He grins, content with himself. We're done for now. Alright, let's see what he has to say. So that's the third lorryman, I guess.
There are clothes inside. Cheap second-hand clothes, smelling of strangers' body odors.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality fabrics, best retro design. Save the economy with your style, officer.
How about some premium class service over here? Like paying with net worth. Go over and ask him if you can do that. Save the economy. That sounds off.
Here's the kind of, what are you talking about?
Haven't you heard, officer? We've got to be economically conscious. Recycle your cash, keep it in circulation. Don't buy new things. Buy eco.
Doesn't make any sense. Why exactly does the economy need saving?
Look
Economy.
around, officer. You see all these premium goods just sitting there, not getting bored? We've got to keep the flow of goods moving.
Sure. Sure.
It's really the economy we want to leave to our children.
You're right. We gotta save mother economy. I don't have children. I think. It's just nature. Powerful economics expand, weak economics go extinct. Oh, extinct. What the fuck am I saying? This economy is really just a distraction from the cultural issues, you know? Immigrants and... Oh my... Dude. Look, man, I just want to buy some clothes. I'm just gonna go with the children one.
Too bad, officer. Kids make it all worthwhile. Without kids, who's going to be around to enjoy the economy?
He points to the clothes.
Don't let me stop you. Open the box and browse a little.
You for now. Alright. My dude man, bro. What are you...
Everything's still cool here, officer.
So, Ceiling, what's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent.
Because his fingers.
Tasty, tasty drugs.
I'm super into drugs.
That's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly, I don't have any drugs on sale. Or at my home, or on my person.
He smiles.
Sir, it appears to be true. No drugs in sight. Not in the box of sunglasses or under the speakers.
They actually don't like drugs.
That's cool. Especially after you already said you're into them. All the coolest detectives in the movies do drugs. And I'm very conflicted about it. Still, no drugs here.
Alright, so we're looking for a lorry driver who is transporting drugs out of the harbor. Again, I'm pretty sure it's the Apple dude for the fact of he said he literally doesn't know if he's moving apples.
That's even cooler.
And he's waiting for
you
him.
Investigating that and all. But I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't know better.
But you are a lorry driver. Another driver has identified you and your lorry.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole.
He stops to think.
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
He spreads his arm. So you forgot to tell me? So you're embarrassed to tell me? Stop screaming. What do you know about the drug operation in the harbor? So, like, my sources tell me you're one transporting drugs for the Union. So you were embarrassed to tell me?
No, I just forgot. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole with ingenuity.
What do you know about the job operation, Doc?
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get in bored with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd, you know, the drug crowd.
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd.
It wasn't some drug crowd. You know who they are. Tell me now.
Shush, please. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please, don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
Everybody sing. Help us out. No one knows her.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her,
He shakes her head.
she's no lady.
Who are these other drivers who talk? Is the lady driver the old woman back there? Point to the pale driver, dazed out. Strange.
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
He's not ruling her out.
Who are these other drivers who talk?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
He points north.
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos. All
I gotta go.
right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detective. Both of you. You deserve it.
I'll leave it to for now. Alright, so there's a female lorry driver. Driver. Alright, I'm gonna talk to this guy. Because I like him. Me and him are chill.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
I heard that one of the drivers is a woman, but I don't think she's here. Do you know who this lady driver?
I don't want to talk about that.
He shifts around, suddenly uncomfortable, and moves away. What do you know? Something. I don't mean to pry, but I need your help. She may be involved with some drug business.
Man, I was hoping it isn't gonna be her.
He bites his lip.
All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
Ask you who's conducting the drug trade. You said you didn't know. Now you're saying you do.
I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
It's true. We would of course lie. But a kind heart is tricky. Bah. Emotional rhetoric. He knew something and he didn't share it with you. That's a fact.
Who's this person?
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. Now I see why.
Who is she to you?
A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
What's she look like?
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
Is it that lady on the top of the building over there? Whatever the hell her name is? The skull?
What color hair?
Blue and violet.
No.
Died. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
Oh, it might have been. Where'd she leave? Move on.
Damn, I don't want to...
You'll straighten
Please
your eye.
just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation.
Shakes his head.
The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you.
Rufus, it really is.
I just can't, man. I'm not naive.
You said she's troubled. How?
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
Depression.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
It's not snitching, just a few questions. I'm told everyone's afraid of her. You're not?
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
And she left. Did you leave her lawyer behind?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. The grey-haired woman. Maybe she knows something. Wait, this guy says they're friends, then acquaintances, and he's okay with others ratting her out.
So you're right with others ratting her out, but you don't want your hands dirty.
Fine. I don't want to be a butcher. And I don't want to be a knight either. I just want to be a person who can sleep at night. A little fame wouldn't hurt too.
You put yourself in, I need this for another investigation too. It's important. I can't blow it.
You're not going to put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you? Because she's on the edge, man.
She's suspect. I mean, tell me where she is, or I'm gonna finish the or I can't finish the investigation. Or stop me. I mean, I could try. I mean, it's not a skill check, and
I thought you were a different kind of cop.
someone breaks the nose and stares into your eyes. Where is bladed ever?
Here.
Takes the gun from his pocket and then looks at it before giving it to you in silence.
The keys to a motor lorry. Pretty complex. Looks like a chain lock.
Valori's still here. Down past the statue of Philippe. The cabin is green. You can get in there with these. That's all I know.
When did she leave?
Last Friday.
He blinks his eyes half empty now. I'm sorry that it is.
I bet you are.
I'm gonna leave it there. So I'm sorry, Tommy. I liked him. Oh, that sucks. Sorry.
Thank you for your cooperation, sir. I know it was hard, but you did the right thing.
You don't really think so?
I really do. If I didn't, I wouldn't be in the RCM. Take care, sir.
Damn. I'm sorry, Tommy. Honestly. Damn, that sucks. Ah. I mean, I could have maybe found another way, but like, I don't know. Dang.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't paid the cafeteria manager for damages yet.
You should take care of that, then.
I don't have the money.
Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the street. We'll figure something out.
So it's pretty much 10 p.m. for them? Alright, fine. Temporarily take it off because they do look better like this. Well, else put some points in endurance. Well, so far I haven't gotten to shuffle, so we'll see. Scuffle. English is hard, apparently. Alrighty. Hey, my guy, how's it going? Sorry about the cock carousel thing.
Can I help you?
It's about that money I don't.
Yes. Have you got it?
I was wondering if I could come to sort some arrangements for tonight.
Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
It's called out a freeze to death because I'm losing the stupid money game. Oh man, after everything I've been through. Kim's about to say something, let him.
I understand your predicament as the manager. However,
He adjusts his glasses.
I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business.
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking, and...
He stops for a sentence.
I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment.
Oh, I still have my keys now.
Good luck trying to use it.
He taps his foot in the metal box installed at the back of the counter.
Draconian measures.
All the locks have an electronic component they have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock.
Conversation is going, where is it?
Not until you bring me the money.
Okay. I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
Oh boy. Also, I like how it rained, like it's raining now, and it snowed earlier. Like, damn, weather's great here. Let's go actually have an actual, you know, weather mechanic.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure.
Transport enclosure? Regular people just call it the cage.
Look in the suspect transport
The
enclosure.
cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark.
I confiscated these 4 a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
What are those things? What do you mean you confiscated them?
A couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son and high.
So you took his spinners?
Mm-hmm. I took them and arrested him for driving under the influence.
I get it, what it comes into. They're mesmerizing.
That they are. I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back.
So did you want to put these on your machine? Put them at the Kinema?
No, that would be silly.
Yes,
I don't know why I kept them. It doesn't matter. I couldn't put them on this MC anyway. A cop with spinners. That would be outrageous.
Yes, outrageously cool.
He flashes a smile, barely visible in the dark.
I'm sorry you have to sell them because of me.
As I said, they're useless anyway. I should have remembered I have these earlier.
Thanks, I appreciate your help.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
Oh, 200. Whew. Alright, you said down the road. Yeah, it's all the way at the bottom here, I think. All right. Some kind of machine and antique cash register. Mostly military wear with a few eccentric fashions thrown in.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop.
The man at the counter turns to you slowly. I didn't know that was a dude. I thought that was a
What
mannequin.
can I do for you?
He asks.
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Now that the RCM's here, tell me, have you seen any trouble lately?
I haven't had any problems myself, though some of my customers have complained about inconsistent law enforcement.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored.
Bird's Nest Roy.
As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Honestly, I think some of your selections are more tasteful than others.
It keeps me entertained.
Your response unimpressed with your snobbery.
He's well composed, but underneath it you sense psychedelic processes bubbling. Some kind of drug, maybe.
Later. There's something I'd like to sell.
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
Lieutenant steps and hands him the spinners.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of his pawn shop.
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump-a-mesque banger? No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
Lieutenant explains as the pawnbroker opens the register and counts the cash.
Of course. I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you. Do come again.
Thank you.
Takes the cash and turns.
Here's the 130 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
The rest goes in his
The
pocket.
rest is for him, to compensate for the pain of being separated from his radiant spinners.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I'll check my pockets. Set your pawn menu.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
No, I'm good. I don't have anything to sell at the moment.
Another time, perhaps.
I have other business to take over for now.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
I'm just gonna go to sleep. I'll check out this place the next time I come over. I feel bad for selling the spinners. The thing is, I wouldn't be able to sleep out for probably a good while, considering it took me an entire day just to make 6. Now it's mostly from collecting bottles. Yikes. I feel bad. Come the second playthrough, I'll figure. Even though I'm gonna play like a dickhead, I'll figure out like that one nice thing to do. Oh, reading passes time. Ah! That's actually good to know. So about that money I owe.
Yes, have you got it?
Yeah, I have your money.
Well,
There it is. Sorry for the trouble.
great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow. The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 9 p.m. tomorrow. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I'll take a room here too.
Goes as well.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
Great, I saw. Okay. Oof.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your copper type.
Wait, there are copper types?
Yes. Guess what's yours?
Cool cop.
No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we?
Won't the other cops be jealous? Actually, I'm not sorry. I changed my mind. They should be sorry. Okay, but the other cop? What are the other cops?
Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, liquid shadow cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go?
Won't the other cop types be jealous?
What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. Don't worry. They'll be super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual copper type from sorry to anything.
That's interesting. I'm sorry.
Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million. That won't happen.
Oh, leveled up. Alright, actually, let me look at the map. Find money for rent and pay guarding. You need to find money to pay for your room at ruling, or it will be locked after one. As long as you don't have a free place to stay, you have to do this every night. Yikes. Sleeping dock worker. And that was suggestion. Right, though. And suggestion it is. Oh. Well, I actually might not be able to level that up. That was composure. I already have a decent amount of points in it. I really can't level it up. Maybe I can, like, if I get a second point, I'll be able to. Ooh, actually, I want to try something. Ah! I can use a skill point to unlock this. Thought so. Apologies for that. Wasn't, Yikes. Alright, hopefully that doesn't happen again. Anyway. Yeah, stop that. Let's do derealization. Yeah, apologies for the, it cutting off, I don't know. It happens, it's annoying. Alright, but yeah. Good to know that we can unlock more of this via just, you know, leveling. Let's go. Alrighty. So, gotta make 20 bucks by tomorrow night, otherwise I'm gonna be locked out again. Woo, cool. I guess tonight's free though, for whatever reason. Nice of him, I guess. So that explains why this room in between me and the one chick is locked or whatever, because it's for Kim. So while she goes to bed, that's technically our time to just go out and do whatever we need to. Good to know. You put more points in a skill. Drugs raise learning cats, but they're bad for your health. Interesting.
The door is closed.
Oh, she's still in the shower.
Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance.
Right.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Alright, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Alright, let's go. Not much progress. I puked 3 times. Maybe tomorrow I'll be fine. Hopefully, if not, oh boy. At least I'm a day away from Wednesday, which means I'm a day away from me being able to open the water gate. There we go. I was wondering why it's taking so long. Da-da-da.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically.
That a nice note, Ken.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
How'd you get so cool, Kim?
You mean this?
He flicks the ash.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit. Yet, were he to quit, he would lose the cool factor. This man relishes his cool quite a bit, below it all.
Alright then, the debrief.
Yes. It's been a long and eventful day.
So, what are our powers exactly? The RCM?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Reversion Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses.
Hold on. Though I do... Whoops, that's not one. Though I actually really, really like the soundtrack, I'm gonna turn it down just a bit. Because it's pretty loud. There we go. That's enough. Just quite enough to where you can casually hear them talk, because it's constantly like, you know, the music is just pretty much overdoing them. But I do love the soundtrack of this game. It's actually really, really nice. Anyway, is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses in accordance with the interdepartmental schedule. 1,000? Wouldn't that be easy power to abuse? 1,000, why not more?
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Reversion.
Wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
Okay, what else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
Right, I'm gonna be sure the arrestee will show up.
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
I see, someone resists?
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary. and strongly admonished not to abuse that power.
Wait, so if I kill someone on duty...
You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best.
What happens to the people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Courron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
He taps on his coat pocket, where he keeps his notes. Who makes all these rules?
The coalition government and the moral intern, more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less.
This gaze is absolutely fixed on a window below that's just went dark.
Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Let's say it was the citizens.
Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the moral intern leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
Or if they think.
Moral intern, what was that?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
I didn't know. How would you describe them?
They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
What do they believe in?
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
Those others say they continue the humanist project set forth by Dolores Day.
Again, I've said this before, but the world building in this and lore is just, it's really good. Like, this game is fantastic.
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Something kind and usual. Something almost self-explanatory. Something like the dark blue, serious color of the early night sky above.
Who was Dolores Day?
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
What do you think of them?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
I have an opinion.
Do you?
Lieutenant arches his brow, then pulls on his cigarette. It's a slim white thing in his fingers. Things are bad out there, pointed the city. We need them. We need them here, giving us the right to police Reversion. You've done an awful job here. Have you seen this place? This isn't humanism. We're stooges of this world's biggest bourgeois organization protecting bourgeois rights. Mutter slightly. Immigrants, liberal kips, men are turning into women. On second thought, I don't have events. Forget about it. Hey, we need them to give us the right to police.
In fact, we would need them even if you didn't think that way. We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes.
Yeah, vigilante something.
Sadly, it is what we already are to the people of Martinez. Most of them, at least, especially the Union. Vigilantes. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
He looks at the roundabout. How do you think tonight went?
Well, you were so hungover that you couldn't keep it down when we approached the hanged man. So we didn't even inspect the body. But we performed a thorough search of the premises of the crime scene. That's great.
I generally prefer to start with searching the scene and then moves on to dealing with the dead bodies. So I couldn't do more to say I'm not a very good cop, am I? So I think just look at the city.
As for the interviews, we weren't able to find the union leader, Everard Clare, much less interview him. So that's on the to-do list for tomorrow. We tried to interview the Wild Palms rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. Fine, so be it. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us.
He presses his lips.
If Kim is emphasizing something this much, it really must be important.
Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I don't like to waste time, you know. My mind moves fast, restless has to keep up. I'm training for a long-distance run. I want to raise money for charity. Yeah, it's just how we roll in prison. I don't know why I do things. I just do, Lieutenant. I don't want to waste time.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those hills.
He nods thoughtfully, tapping his finger on his cigarette.
Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
Looks like your snakeskin shoes and smells suddenly. There's nothing open in that.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. An aerostatic passes overhead, the whiskers of its floodlights on the ground below. Kitsuragi's glasses light up as he looks to the sky. Two glowing circles.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different in land, in Jamrock, in the GRIH.
He pulls out a cigarette. Why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our two precincts.
And Jack Rock and the GRH.
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land.
Looks like the dark silhouette of the Euchristian monument cutting into the dark night sky.
It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
Hope our investigation will help improve the situation here. At least some good.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
He is very tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him look younger, not older.
Thank you for this.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
He puts out the stub of his cigarette and looks to the door. Alright, nice. That's a cool thing to add at the end of the day. A little debrief. Again, this city does feel pretty alive. At least in the small area I'm at, like, you know, people have, like, just whole conversations with you. Just great the hell's happening. Sorry, if it happens again, I guess I'll just end this, which I really don't want to do, but it is what it is, I guess. Oh, I can't pick up the bottle. Yikes. Alright.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
Crawling.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes.
No.
And then sleep doesn't come. And then, sleep doesn't come.
I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Check the pillow.
Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. Smells of alcohol and sweat. And grease.
Check the
It
blanket.
barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing, a bit tense in the muscles. Relax.
Roll over
It's a
there,
little
Dad.
better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
No more thoughts. I'll sleep now.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep, and images start forming.
Whoa.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
What is this?
What it says on the can, Harry? Answer the question.
I remember nothing.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
Tell me what is this? I'm not answering before you tell me who you are.
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her. And then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life?
Said who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth? Oh no, Funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I'll get it back.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What's Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Islas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I've seen you before.
No, you haven't. You're just sleep talking. And the act is wearing thin, too. The spots on the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
Trying to solve my case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
God, there's another type?
Oh yes, party boy. And it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. The silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
I didn't get all the information out of him. Dang, so I had more time. I was gonna say help me after that, but
Good going, buddy.
oh my god, what the hell was that? That's gonna be now when I close my eyes.
Yes. Wait till you see the one with the chick in it. It's gonna be a good one. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What chick?
You don't know? You don't know? Some broad that messed you up. It'll come to you. It always does.
What the hell is going on with me?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
What is happening?
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline.
I saw it. Here's speed.
Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday, despite your debilitating hangover. How else did you think you even got up from this floor? It's power, man. It's professionalism. It makes you feel like you're young again and ready to detect. Ready to go to war against the world.
No, I can't do this. I'm not going to go look for speed.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
That's a lie. I can do without the speed. Half the town will be dead.
Suit yourself. Slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
So this is my addiction talking. Electrical chemistry. Wonder if I could try
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
let's not. Time to stop the expression.
Still not happening. It won't come off that easy.
Alright, so I guess like once a day I can try and... Alright, Hangman. We're doing it again, baby. Woo! So I have until 12. Okay.
The door is closed.
Morning.
Gives you a quick nod.
Looks like we can get to work at once. The Union must have turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
I mean, how do you mean rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here. Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Are these the men Gary told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
Cross something out. Let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they owe. I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Alright, I'll talk to them because it's better to do it now. Oh, where's the old lady? Oh, it's her.
Let me handle this.
Someone says to the crowd in the mess hall before turning near.
Detective disorientated.
She
Are you
smiles.
still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
You're the gardener.
No, I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
She crosses her arms.
So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does.
She wants to the man on her right.
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What's your role in all this? What the hell happened to her?
Like
I liked
already
you.
told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
What are you going to do to me? Lieutenant's not satisfied with the approach.
What are we going to do to you? The Union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress.
What if I want to talk to you, not Titus?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
Why are you so aggressive?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
Just dock workers? Do dock workers spy on the police? We let you off easy, miss. Don't think it will happen again.
Listen, you moral-in-turn lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Reversion. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
Tall bird-shouldered man takes a sip of his beer.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
Roll needs more financial buffers on. No, you didn't want to. Privatization is not unlawful. It's cool and funny. Maybe you're just not his term. I don't know where you heard that, but it's wrong. Our team is principled and strong, and like you socialists. I like that. Good start. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are the union's plans? Yeah, let's do that. Let's ask those questions.
Let's.
Shut the times then. It's a bowl. Split into reeking of tobacco. See a hawthorn bushes outside.
This is where you say your bed.
Broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can.
Detective.
No, it's you with the sharp note. He's leaving it with you. Don't say anything. First, you need to talk about you need to talk about the man hanged out back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
Oh, you did it.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get ripe and pretty for you, huh?
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
Slaps his forehead.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match.
7.
Starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man in his 30s. Overbearingly masculine.
There was a 44.
Sitting on his right. Standard working boots.
Yep, these are the boys.
Size 45 or 46. Eldest in the room. Probably mid-50s. Smoker. Quiet. Across at the other table.
Didn't mean to skip that.
Hobnailed working boots. Size 43. Gang tattoos. Mesk or Sarah Mauritian in his late 30s, early 40s. He spent his youth in Villa Labos, a housing project in the Jamrock Quarter. There were incarcerations, hard to say what else. The ink is fading. And then, standard working boot, steel reinforced toes, size 46. The big dick, wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips. Rugby cap, fingerless gloves, and numerous scars, a little under 40. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain. In the far corner, standard working boot, steel reinforced toes, size 44. 40-something, non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum?
Where?
On his neck. Forget it. It's not important. Let's call this one the musician.
Okay.
Size 41, with the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face, mean, watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing.
Big guy.
Boot size 46, deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He alone is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor, and you could easily exceed 220. In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy.
One of them was missing. Odd soul.
Exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy?
The fuck is with you, fella?
Found 8 sets of footprints, but there's only 7 of you. Where's the 8th Hardy boy?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here.
He sizes you up.
Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy boy? We ain't hiring.
He shakes his head.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl. Who might it be? Elizabeth? The gardener?
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! Not you talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
It has to be good, if he won't let you pursue it. Looks like the lieutenant thinks so, too.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. In.
He points up to the lieutenant.
You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other.
Lieutenant Justice
Officer, your
Sexuals.
question.
The man hanging in the backyard. Did you do it?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
They keep calling him a pretty boy because, from what the kid says, he was gay. And so these guys killed him for that. That's my assumption. Involved somehow, I just don't. Why are boot prints all over the crime scene?
You mean these boots?
Size 46, still reinforced toe. Yes.
We all got a pair. We wore them the night we took the pretty boy out back and hung him by the neck. Yeah, we did this. Together, all of us. Until he was dead. That's why our prints are all over the scene.
There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away. It's too simple.
Well, there's a catch.
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
You murder him just like that? No remorse?
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Chaise électrique is the method of capital punishment in Reversion under the Coalition. During the suzerain's reign, it used to be the firing squad.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
He says this was worse than dying. And Reunion, what's that? Yes, but these are all bad people, criminals, scum of the earth.
The River Esperance Correctional Facility, a military prison run by the Coalition, dubbed Reunion by the inmates. The origin of the name is unknown.
But you see, a lawman, is something people agree upon. And here in Martinez, we agreed that this man had to die.
You called the shots that night.
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A shadow was smart past her lips as she tilts her head.
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
I don't have to. One of them was more complicit than the others. No, but seriously, who calls the shots around here?
Who do you fucking think does?
You do. You get the commands.
That's right, asshole. Titus Hardy runs the Hardy Boys. Ain't that so, fellas?
Looks on for approval.
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
No, you did not get an answer. Titus does administrative work. He pushes paper, fills out forms. The others can't read. But on that night, they all acted as one man.
When this hanging incident
You don't
occurred,
have to keep answering his questions.
it takes a turn to remind Titus.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long have you known the victim?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier, the representative for White Pines? The same company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what?
Here, just shouldn't pretend to mull it over.
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end.
Why'd you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary side town.
He was a mercenary. So he was a mercenary, that's it?
I am. He stepped out of line.
You can't shut like a voice.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had cohort and Seminine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hired merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Hold on, I didn't even know he was in Special Forces.
Cause one night he walked straight up to the mic and said, "I'm Oranese goddamn Special Forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all."
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some Oranese paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there.
What to
Like
say,
some kind of animal.
Sire, the tale is true. This is a serious violation of the karaoke code.
Alright, but what did he actually do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
You have spilled from his mouth. Oh, so it wasn't because he was gay. I don't know, they called him, you know, the word for a while. So I was guessing, alright. And also they call him Pretty Boy, which is a... Anyway!
From rape to harassment to threats of violence. Why the strange de-escalation? He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over.
He cracks his knuckles.
That was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grab one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Lieutenant trying to make sense of this flood of information.
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming, "Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt?" Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
He shakes his head in disbelief. Was it the same girl who was sexually assaulted, raped, you said?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
He repeats like a parrot.
There's something odd here. Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation. Make them talk about it.
Right, but who did the rape then? This is a serious allegation.
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
There was one of them.
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
How did you kill him?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, copper?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
This is where an autopsy would come in handy. You have to work with what you know.
Any more? Did you muffle him? We haven't heard any reports of screams.
Titus, you don't have to clarify anything.
We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree, put a noose around his neck, and hanged him till he was dead and steady.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up.
Alright. Wasn't he a trained killer? Yes, then how did you manage to overpower him?
With numbers, asshole. How do you think? You're right, Lizzie. I've done enough explaining here.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
Can't switch. Where does overpowering happen? Okay. Oh boy, let's try 58.
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But
first, tell me, who's solid? Who's cracking under the pressure?
This one, he's sweating profusely and has difficulty breathing. They've smartly kept him out of the conversation thus far. Definitely the weakest link in the chain.
Hey, you trying big guy. You having trouble breathing over there?
No.
Looks up, startled over his forehead, shining from sweat. A few coiled locks are peeking out from under his warm woolen hat.
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
Where does overpowering happen?
Weren't you fucking listening? The fucker came to our bar. It happened right here.
There's something you're not telling me.
And fuck you too, copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing.
This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
Alright, I have other questions about the luncheon.
Like what, copper?
So what are we gonna do now?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus.
Lieutenant closes his notebook.
I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility, we're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us, real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get him beaten.
I'm gonna take off now.
The 15th Indo tribe. Because there was. The 15th Indo tribe was comprised of 8 kids from Forberg and North Jamrock, running from wild dogs in the valley, hiding scents under rocks, and stealing clothes off clotheslines, and sometimes even the copper wiring of phone lines. You may have been one of them. This must be a childhood memory. The 15th Indo tribe was your Indo tribe, set to rule in Celinda. The rest of the kids are dead now. Car accidents and drug overdoses. Only you remain.
Interesting. Prove your authority to Titus. Definitely quick saving. Alright, let's check on the body finally. Oh, it's strange that the gardener turned out to be such a taint, but hey. Kuno's still there? Yeah, of course he is. Alright, let's try again.
There,
92. I have
looking
to.
right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
Gilby knows not throwing up.
As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it. It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh, tattoos, and tendons.
So closer.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
Back to boots.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
These aren't just boots, are they? They're armor.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
Oh, the lieutenant uses a memo technique, A6. That's not just any notebook. It's a classic.
Right, well, tell me about the armor. Thanks, super useful to know.
It's all you, baby.
What kind of armor is this exactly?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
Under the hill. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
When's the rest of it?
The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7 days. We should keep a lookout for this species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
Maybe just wearing these boots and the rest of the armor? Understood.
The sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form. Ageless and synthetic.
Material looks out of place here.
It is. It's expensive.
The lieutenant draws a line in the condensation on ceramic with his index finger.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
How much are we talking about?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
For the northwest region of Reversion, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
Wait, my yearly pay is 5,500 real?
Not too much, yes.
That's enough.
The lieutenant nods, wiping his finger on his sleeve.
What's happened? How could this man afford such expensive hardware?
That's for us to find out. Mr. Gart implied he was security personnel for the harbor company. This confirms my own assumptions.
Initial report?
Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinez. I'm sure you did the same.
Look pretty advanced for a security guard.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
Knock on the boot.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup.
Sounds fragile.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether, like whirls of floorboards. The design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps.
This is cool. This reminds me
If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like. The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right saboton, where you notice the whorls are in the shape of a letter and number combination: E50, 100, 1000.
Looks like there's a serial number on the right septum.
Good. Can you read it to me?
He tips the triangle point in his mouth on his tongue.
X5415 6745 678222. Let's lie.
No.
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
Back off like a horse.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink, and delicate. These are clearly not boots. Oh.
Indeed. Technique.
It's all
under the heel. Fair weather.
I mean, it's better
Fair
that we have it
model
than
T500
it's just some random
I'm guessing
guy.
that's
The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop!
He looks at you with the bullets on your arm.
Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
Jenny, you seem distressed. Why? Oh, this is a bad idea, isn't it?
You're going to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Not a homo. I'm gonna pull his head off, right?
Stop obsessing about your sexuality, officer. You are about to seriously compromise the coroner's case.
Indeed, from this angle, it does look like the neck isn't going to take much more. Being dead for a week has all but liquefied his muscles.
What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you
found them? And sorry, well, honestly.
Close do you need? You already found the number. Besides,
he taps on the boot.
There's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around.
It's still a dead answer, but that's would be dishonorable if he was for honor.
Alright then. You can pay the hostel bill in honor points. How many honor points have you collected?
There are honor points?
Of course there aren't. Don't be naive.
Okay, got it.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
Yep.
The cadaver slowly twists.
Inspects the belt.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships.
That's me how I know, but this is a lashing belt used for airlifting cargo.
Airlifting? I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
Apparently this is the reinforced kind for air transport. My brain tells me so.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
By they, do you mean the Hardy Boys?
Right now, everything seems to fit their confession.
I sure wanted him to stay up there. The rope is reinforced with steel wiring.
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
How'd they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
He points to the buckle, tying the belt to French belt. Do they climb up using the kid's ladder? Points to one side of the tree.
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
He makes a pull motion.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory.
Back off.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos.
Inspect tattoos.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso. from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
This map is a nice guy.
A map of the stars. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great century Messinian, maybe. But this seems more particular. Customized somehow.
As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates, and you feel as though you were only half right.
I missed something here.
So,
sudden ring fills the air as the lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange jacket.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
an instant color camera.
Your receipt produces two metal capped ampules and clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus, and a thin slot shines
I have
there.
only two ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
What's the camera across strings and it's just done.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it.
The lieutenant says he shakes the paper, letting it dry in the cold one. On it, a color perfect copy of the dead man's tattoo chest.
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
There is only one ampoule left. Use it wisely.
What do you need the photo
It
for?
contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Can I have it? I should look at it later without the corpse smell.
Sure. Just don't lose it.
He hands the piece of rolled up paper, no longer than a pack of cigarettes.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms.
Look him in the eye.
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable
42%. Ooh, baby, we got this. Tell me who you are, dead man. Oh,
gone.
Where are we gone? I'm actually surprised that worked. Where have you gone?
Into the wild pale yonder.
Where's that?
In the past. Way out in the west.
I can see you gone, but who are you?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
There's nothing funny about you.
There is nothing funny about jokes either.
Who were you when you were alive?
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
I have another question for you.
Go ahead, Copper.
What's happening?
What do you mean?
I'm talking to you.
It's the power of your...
Black, frothy liquid stars bulging on his hips.
imagination.
SpongeBob reference.
Go ahead. Ask me more questions. You fucking love questions.
Why do I love questions so much?
Because you're a copperoonie.
Hey, I
Look
say
at
stuff
all
like
of
that.
them go. Do you want more questions?
I say stuff like that all the time. Yeah, give me questions.
Here you go, you loony.
Is my name Rooney? Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible?
Because you have.
Is my name Rooney? I think it's Harry.
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
I mean, he's obviously not who I am.
Between you and me, your name is probably Harry.
I feel like I'm getting a lot of Harry lately.
You might be onto something there. Fuck. Between you and me,
could I really be here?
You can be anything you want, brother Corpo.
Alright, enough.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
Okay, that was not on that at all, but thanks. Let's go and take a step back.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration?
Observe.
Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
His face and hands are pink, thighs too.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
Yes.
The monster comes back into focus. An explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
I think he's dead. I think he goes up right after death. His hands and feet and neck are all discolored. We know something's coming out of him. He's beaten up. See the bruises?
Agreed. Especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports a hanging.
You would still like the hypostasis marks in the neck to be a bit more pronounced.
For some reason my brain would like the pink to be more pronounced, especially in the neck.
Maybe it looks faint to you? It could be more pronounced, actually. Dumont noté.
Could it still be he was moved after death? Maybe he was strangled by someone?
Yes, there's always a chance we are wrong. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
I think he's dead.
I agree.
His personality is no longer a part of the world.
Totally dead.
The world no longer stores his personality in his composition. There was a time for that, and it ended 7 days ago. This Buster's not coming back, totally. Diddly dead dead dead.
Dabba-doob doob dead.
He says without a hint of melody. No one muscle in his face. I love Kim, he's great. Something is coming out of him.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
He went to the toilet sometime after that. Okay, anyway. We got lucky.
Did we? I don't feel lucky.
He's beaten up. See the bruises?
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal-like.
Back off and catch your breath.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
So how do we get him down?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's down.
Something chasing us. Sit back, have another look.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. His torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Yep, preliminary examination's done. Let's get him down from here.
The steel reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
Someone else do it? We could saw the branch. Seems like a lot of hassle. Let's not do it. Maybe we could shoot him down? Maybe we could ask for help from the harbor?
I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
I would really prefer if there was another way. These people might have an agenda.
Yeah, wait, let's reconsider.
But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer.
We can saw the branch.
Climb up there and saw the branch?
Yeah, it seems dangerous.
There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Can someone else do it?
Someone else? You mean like the police?
What was that about processing, then? Weren't they supposed to take care of the boots? Why don't they help?
I mean, someone who's below detective.
Someone like a paid garbage man? Or a cleaning crew? I have bad news for you. That is a detective. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast.
We should shoot him down.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How? Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim.
Yeah, the buckle holds the belt there. The bolt together.
Where? Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to release the belt.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a Kuno with some shit.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss Kuno!
Take the shot, Lieutenant. What's the worst thing that could happen?
I'll blow his head off.
Take it! Take the shot!
Yeah, take the shot. Kuno wants some of that shit.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks, securing it in place. That's a Kiel A9090 Armistice, mass-produced muzzleloader, ascetic, frugal, one of the most common firearms in the world. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's Stess position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
He's gonna fucking...
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
God damn it.
A lot of things were wrong with that shot. The fellow Stess was the wrong choice. His shoulders were raised, but above all, he cannot trust his eyesight.
Fucking idiot! Mukabat asshole!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
It's okay, man.
Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels sorry for the Beano Cloud.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his hand.
Try again, maybe?
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and the victim remains uncompromised. Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. We have eyes on us. I didn't do us any favors with that.
What now?
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
You know, you don't feel like too bad of a shot yourself.
Can I have the gun? I should try.
It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks.
The boss system trucks proceeds to load the pistol.
Go ahead. I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
This piece shines now, sure, Chen.
They only have one gun!
This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
With the gun.
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana pointer! Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth!
plate first.
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth.
Find the gun up the belt.
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, catching the morning light as the corpse slowly rotates. The slow movement of the branch in the wind and your shoulders directing the gun sink up, dancing hypnotically.
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty? Or what? You gonna fuck me? You wanna fuck me, pig? Is that what this is about?
I didn't mean to do it, put 2 points in that, but it's probably good that I have that. Alright, 83. Whew.
The buckle explodes into tiny pieces, coming loose with a whir. With your hand numb from the recoil, you look at the body slump down. For a moment, the man appears to kneel in front of you, looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself.
Who killed you?
Communism.
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from, only that it's right. Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
RCM, baby, RCM!
This is high.
Lieutenant raises his right hand, waiting for you to slap it.
The ace is high, a custom invented by the aerostatic brigades during the revolution, is used to celebrate success in Reversion, especially in sports. The gesture is spread across the world, despite the defeat of the revolutionaries themselves.
Love it.
The lieutenant takes a little hop to perform the customary salutation. Your palm hurts from the slap. It's precise and down to the point.
I knew these guys were...
His voice is deeply approving. No, we're not.
Officer, let's keep our attention on the victim.
We're not.
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me.
He needs to turn away from the corpse.
Slumped on the ground like that has not improved the way the corpse smells. The fall seems to have released something deep inside it.
It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy.
Field autopsy. Alright, give him back his gun.
In the meantime, we should try to interview Evrard Claire, the leader of the Union. Harbor property was clearly used in the hanging. The harbor just east of here. Getting in might prove a challenge, though. I would also suggest we interview Joyce, the Wild Pines representative. But we've already done that, so good for us. One down, one to go.
Is this the famous list of initial interviews?
Yes. And those were the interviewees. Let's go.
Ooh, and I nearly leveled up again. Sick. Honestly, it's probably really good to have this up decently high for the fact I'm probably going to need it for later things. I've needed it for a couple things now. I'm cool. Lieutenant Kitsuragi snapped this photo from the hanged man's tattoos displayed a web of blue lines stretching across the torso. It looks quite cool.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar It still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky.
What's the meaning of this tattoo?
For you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without assistance. Someone who knows about history could tell you.
Who are you?
Gone.
Put the foot on. Ooh, that's a lot. Oh, it's all Monday stuff. Oh. Yeah, so that's time thing close to Watergate. Okay, so this is like time stuff. Ah, that's good to know actually. Alright. Ace is high. Ooh. I mean, I guess like, I mean, eh. Oh, wait, Alright, come my next level up, I gotta unlock one of these. So I can, add the aces high. It's 9:57. Alright, so it's about that time. I guess I'll end it here today, boys. We're in Rags 1. There's no point in playing for 6 minutes, which is really just me walking. I mean, alright, fine. I'll spend this couple of seconds just walking to the drug dealing girl. I gotta talk to her first before I continue on with the other chick. Then after that, I guess we'll figure out. So, yeah, I definitely want to do the Aces High thing. This is cool. Me and Kim are bros, man. He's a good guy. All right. This
screen found A to Z contemporary is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This is the one our men pointed to.
Turn it peek inside. Try to peek inside the windows.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat and 2 steering levers.
Unlock the door with the key Tommy gave you.
You push the key into the lock and turn. It makes a cracking sound. Then the door pops back a few centimeters. You can just
open it.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
Examine the radio.
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Anything we can do with the radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without the dial key.
I don't need so many radio stations.
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation, with quite a range too.
A 20-kilometer radius at least, perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
What else in there?
The smell of 1,000 cigarettes, some dead actresses, and a rusty old toolbox. These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
Stop and wonder, what's the smell?
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume. Probably grenade number 5.
Studies the centerfold.
The actress is draped in a sheathed dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. This is Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
Robbed her.
She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here, on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world, and the camera, too.
Yeesh.
The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard, and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat. A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Unfold.
It's an issue of Peripherique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Mullen frequency system.
The Mullen frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
Starts straight off.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Radio, posters, a trace of motor oil smell under all the cigarettes.
Check the pedals.
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle.
That is our other person. That's number 8. The worn down
sandpaper adds extra grip.
Piece of sandpaper throttle.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
Sandpaper will also rub off the pattern on the driver's right boot sole.
Yes.
When the footprints of crime scene had an aberration, one sole was smoother than the other.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
Lieutenant's eyes light up behind the prescription lens. Wait, the missing 8th Hardy here? She's also the one running the drug trade. What a handful.
Now we know for certain who is the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
I think the entire unit is involved. Maybe even all of Mark's name. Look around it. Not necessarily. Lady Driver could have kept the drug trade. This would fit what Joyce told us, but I don't want to make any assumptions.
Understood. We should still go and see what Titus has got to say on the matter. Are we finished with the lorry?
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. The radio transmitter sits on the center console, and a faint smell of perfume is in the air.
Close the door.
They close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective?
Just wait for
before we return to Joyce. All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company.
Is that something the police would do? What do you think of all this?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well-funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
Ah, the Crep Boys.
I'm not sure what the Mullen frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCA networks. And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy Boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at the lynching. This may be the Union connection we've been searching for.
So it turns out this is connected with the Union. The RCM open an investigation on this?
We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
You stop to think. What are you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
So it turns out it is connected to the Union.
Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them to other ends as extra ammunition.
Meaning, someone as slippery as Everard won't be caught by a couple of cops and some stuff they found in some cabin.
How do they talk in all this?
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
Not a woman there, especially for a lady cabin. Lady driver's cabin.
Yes, well...
Can't say more. Alright. Let's see what he says about that other stuff.
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
Maybe the trade is some sort of xenophile.
Yes, well...
Okay. Okay, debrief over.
Debrief over. After you.
Come on now. Ah. That's so annoying. Come on now. Thank you.
In the morning light, the white on blue police livery on the motor carriage cannot but catch your eye.
Why am I thinking about this? Wasn't I supposed to
do something important? Something murder related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. This is a Caprice Canema, the Caprice Motor Corps follow-up to their highly successful workhorse, Caprice 40, and the answer to the Lum's racing breed, Ferv series. With its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine, driving the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox, the Canema is able to reach 100 kilometers per hour in 13.5 seconds, and go on to a top speed of 180 kilometers an hour.
Won't it roll over in the first sharp corner?
The high center of balance is offset by a large battery bank mounted at the bottom of the cabin, feeding all the auxiliary systems and making the Canema effectively a mobile power plant.
This tech talk is really rubbing me the right way.
Due to a quite steep price tag, it is very unusual to see one in police livery.
That machine really puts the loco back in locomotion when it points out the vehicle. Very cool.
You want to take a closer look?
What's it back in there? Points the engine.
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there. Man, that's got to be a major advancement over the KR-18 GU engine on the old Caprice 40.
That's what? 7-liter V12?
7.2. Supercharged.
Lieutenant is trying to suppress a smug smile. Fine machine. Rub your hand over the smooth metal surface.
Yes. An extraordinary machine.
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing into it. Flare it up. Slam it down. Helium headlights would improve the range and quality of the visual field a lot.
Okay, enough about the details. Let's talk about, think about switching to helium headlights?
Actually, I have a pair at home. Just haven't gotten around to fitting them yet. I need to lay some wiring for the ballast first.
If we ever get this case solved, maybe we can do it together.
Maybe. Yes, definitely maybe.
And means no.
That was cool. Alright, once we walk in here, then we save for the day. Went on for an extra 10 minutes. Actually, pretty much it matches back because I came on a little late. So it's fine. Need to pass time, buy a book. Definitely something I should do. Don't know what, though. Probably the one that she said would be, you know, very educational. There we go. Alright, so that'll conclude today's... definitely still having a lot of fun with this game. I like how everything's connecting. It's very interesting. Very curious as to who this lady driver is. I'm pretty sure it's the lady on the building from last episode, the skull chick. Might not be. Could 100% be wrong. Could be a completely new character. But my bets are on her. She just seems the type. And then after that, we're gonna have to, you know, see what's up with the strike. Because again, they even go past the people and talk to, you know, the corrupt brothers. I gotta apparently talk to some physically imposing guy. So that'll be all tomorrow. So it's either fight him or join his ideology, which honestly, you could just fake an ideology and be cool. But, yeah, no, I'm definitely still having fun with this game. Like I said yesterday, I'm definitely going to do my best to stream daily between 7 and 10 for this game, because I want to play it as much as I can. If you guys want to catch up on past VODs, it's on my YouTube, same name. But, yeah. In the future, I'm definitely going to do a second playthrough and just try and get as much out of this game as I can, but yeah, no, this is really cool. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow.